Live from New York, it's a show that will be at the Indy 500 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We had a meeting about it. We're planning out some segments. I'm very excited.
It's also the show that that's why bro, look.
I look great.
I want those for real.
No, that's
I
not
don't
the
know how much
takeaway here.
those cost.
This is why he's excited.
Why are you in the middle?
I think it's really like
and
my
bigger
hair.
than the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have no problem with us taking turns, but I would say, Brew, if it was in order of tenure on the show, that's why I was in the middle to start, Brew would be the next man up.
I look great.
Look at him.
I look great. I've been on
You
eBay
look
looking
great,
at
but
Indy
you
500
look-
gear.
You're literally bigger. I know you're tall, but
I'm working out.
He's not taller than me.
you're not taller than Nick,
But I've been
and
working
you're
out.
just your
I think I am
body
taller
is
than
bigger.
Stand up.
Nick's the tallest on the show.
Stand up.
I think I'm taller.
You're not taller than me. See, this
Go
is
back
what
to back.
happens, Whit. We're going
No,
back
it's
to back.
it's Nick.
Yeah, thank
Sorry,
you.
sorry.
Are you
Exactly.
sure?
It's Nick.
Yeah, obviously.
Not from that angle.
I can tell.
Obviously. Now let's
It's
start the
Nick.
show. This is what you guys get for starting us at a half hour early.
Listen, the real show starts at 3, but we're going to joke around for half an hour. Today, Lakers lose.
All our clocks are off.
Honestly, felt close,
Sure, why?
but it wasn't. Are we starting to think sweep? Meanwhile, NFL schedule release around the corner next Thursday, but some stuff drips out a little bit. Who's our dream matchup for week 1, and who's the nightmare matchup? Wait till you hear mine. It's going to blow your socks off. It's unbelievable.
Your dream matchup or your nightmare
Both.
matchup? Because I think one of us, well, I'll save it.
Okay.
I think my dream matchup might be your nightmare matchup, or vice versa. We'll see.
Wow.
And finally, who has a huge chunk of title pie? Bad news, no pie.
No pie?
Dusty's in charge of the pie, and Dusty's gone for a month.
First of all, what a vacation package these guys have.
Not these guys. It's really just Dusty. Christina's
Hubs
Christina's
just
about to be getting
traveled
married.
across to the
She's
Eastern
out here
Hemisphere.
working.
Kevin Wildes, Nick Wright. Summer Fridays, according to Brew. I don't know.
According to Brew,
Yeah.
Brew's
You
about
just got
to.
in. You just got in.
Yeah.
I've been grinding for hours.
We start in OKC. LeBron hammered on this layup, looks at the refs and pulls a page out of my book. Hey, what's going on? Whole team had a meeting with the refs after the game. Lakers got called for 26 fouls. OKC 21, so not a giant discrepancy. Lakers lost. After the game, JJ ripped the officiating, and LeBron went with the old silence speaks louder than words strategy. Take a listen.
LeBron has the worst whistle of any star player I've ever seen. I mean, I've been with him 2 years now. There's, again, the smaller guys, because they can be theatric, they typically draw more fouls, and the bigger players that are, built like LeBron, it's hard for them. Guy gets hit on the head more than any player I've seen on drives, and it rarely gets called.
How do you feel like the officiating was a factor in those runs that they were able to put together, the Thunder were able to put together?
We're down 2-0.
JJ said that of all superstars that you have the worst whistle that he's ever seen. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
So good. Were the referees the number one reason the Lakers lost last?
Absolutely not. And first, let me just address the sound bites that we just heard for a moment. I don't agree with JJ that LeBron has the worst whistle of any superstar ever. I totally agree with JJ that the bigger, more physically imposing you are, the worse the whistle you get. I think the worst whistle I've ever seen is for Shaq.
Yeah.
I think Shaq got fouled
Every play.
Every play, and because he didn't want to go to the free throw line. He's like, no, let me finish.
Right, they were probably doing him a favor.
And I think that post Shaq, the two guys who I see star players deal with contact and get the least benefit of the doubt are Giannis and LeBron, and on drives to the basket. And so I don't like, and that the common denominator is they deal with the contact very often. Referees don't actually see fouls. They see reaction to fouls, which is why flopping is so, effective and also such a problem. So that's first point. Second point is, I don't mind coaches after a game working the refs for the next game. That is a fine line between complaint. That's why we lost and trying to give yourself better position for the next game. I hate when players do it, so I'm glad LeBron did what he did, of being like, not leaning into it. So there's that piece of it. Also, John Goebel, the referee yesterday, kind of one of the least amongst players, less popular refs for the inconsistencies of how his games go. It didn't seem like they had a good handle on anything yesterday. So I didn't think it was a well-officiated game. I also do not think it is the reason the Lakers lost. The reason the Lakers lost is because they had a 5-point lead when the MVP of the league went out of the game in the third quarter, and then they got boat raced without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the court. So yesterday, for the second straight game, they did a good job with Shai. Not quite as good as game one, but still a good job. And if we show you yesterday what they were with and without Shai on the court, what you'll see is you'll take being only -5, when Shai's on the court, because you should win the non-Shai minutes. But nope. And that they lost the non-Shai minutes by 13. That is a trend for the series. When you look to it for the series, again, Oklahoma City's better. They're going to win the Shai minutes almost no matter what. But getting annihilated in the non-Shai minutes kills you, and that is, Brew, the Thunder's superpower. They can just send wave after wave of tough, great defender at teams, and they start turning you over, they get in transition, and you lose, and that's why the Lakers lost.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. There was one egregious, well, not just one, but this call, LeBron, this is the most egregious call of the night. There's another one I'll show this close, but not this. This is not even the one. But my point, go back, show this again.
Okay.
My point on this is that a foul? I don't know, but it looks like it could be. And typically someone of LeBron's stature would get that call a lot of the times. So I can understand where Redick sees that. LeBron's like, what's going on?
Was the egregious one the one that we showed in the opening rip?
The egregious one is where he should have got the three, this one right here, where that's clearly continuation.
And they got no free.
And he got no, they called it, like, show it, if we can show it again.
Yeah.
That is not a foul on the floor. He should have got the continuation. He's going up, and I'm shocked that was. So I thought that was an egregious call. I thought the other one, I just wanted to show how I think a lot of times guys of LeBron's stature, heck, less stature, because hardly anybody has his stature in the game, in the league, gets calls like that. When it's close, you see Shai get a lot of those. You see a lot of players get those calls. So I just wanted to point those two things out. But overall, I agree. I think Redick was playing some, gamesmanship with the refs, because nobody wants to hear that it was the refs' fault. Because as you said, how in the world can you blame the refs when the MVP for the league and the other team got his fourth foul with 10 minutes and 30-some-odd seconds left in the second half?
Yep.
All right, and sat the entire third quarter. This was also an egregious error, I think. How is that? I don't know who that's a foul on. I mean, Reeves is all up under him, and it definitely wasn't a flake. I think he's trying to.
The other angle is pretty.
Maybe I got to see the other angle, because I think he's trying to just get away from it.
The D-Wade Rondo play when D-Wade dislocated Rondo's elbow. The other angle to me,
maybe it's the other angle, but look, the dude is all up under my arms. I'm trying to get away from you.
It's that little thing.
I'm trying to get you off me. I don't think it should have been a flagrant. But the bottom line is, this was his fourth foul.
Yes, and the Lakers had a 5-point lead after that.
Lakers led by 5. They get outscored 32-15. And look, LeBron played very well. Yeah. Austin Reeves was great, 31 points. Yeah. They got to wear some of this. Because LeBron played 10 minutes in the third quarter. Austin Reeves played 11 and a half. Rui, who's played well, 10 minutes. I mean, everybody for the Lakers was available in that quarter. And the Thunder, I get it. It's waves of athletes, defenders, guys who can shoot the three. But Chet, A.J. Mitchell,
he's unbelievable.
Kaysen Williams.
Wallace,
I'm sorry. Yeah. Isaiah Hartenstein and Lou Dort. Who's the big scorer the certain bucket
there
of
isn't.
that group.
But I'll tell you, all of them.
Oh, they get
when it's-
after it like
when it's
crazy.
in transition layup after a turnover.
But you
It's them
can't let that.
No, I
if you
agree.
want to win the
No.
series, Lakers, you got to take it. And LeBron knows this more than anybody. You have. It's situational in the
I
playoffs.
totally agree
You
with you.
can't get outscored by 17 when the other team's MVP. That was without the Thunder's two best players.
I know.
Yeah.
Shea is out, and obviously Jalen Williams was on the bench,
Yeah.
didn't play.
So here's the problem. I thought the Lakers played pretty good last night.
Yeah. For the first half, they played excellent.
They lost by
And they got
17.
it down to 5 in the fourth quarter. Yeah. They're
Are
not
they-
good enough.
They're just-
Ideally,
I mean, that's where it's
you
at,
would
right?
explain. You would
just
expand
not
that
good enough.
5-point lead or 4-point
Yeah.
lead to 12.
Yeah, but they're just not
13,
good enough.
14.
I mean, they're not.
I mean, they had Rui's playing well. You got LeBron, you got Austin Reeves.
They're playing good defense.
No,
Like,
but they don't have it. Listen, I think Reeves. That was Reeves' playoff career high. I was glad to see him bounce back confidence-wise. I don't think Austin Reeves had a great game. I think he scored the ball well. He is struggling with his turnovers, with falling over, with just dealing with the physicality of the Thunder.
Right.
And that is.
But 31 is 30.
No, of course. I'm just saying right. I'm not saying he had a bad game. I'm saying I think the points oversell how good of an overall game it was.
Sure.
But the thing is this. The Lakers have two guys who can deal with the physicality of the Thunder, and they're their two oldest guys, Bron and Marcus Smart. And Marcus Smart's shooting terribly, but he is he's up for the fight and ready for it. I'm not saying the other guys aren't up for the fight. They're just I don't complain about how, except for Dort, who I think can be dirty, and he hasn't been dirty in these playoffs. I don't complain about the way the Thunder guard. The Thunder doing the Legion of Boom thing of, if we start fouling on the opening possession, what are you going to do? That part I admire almost, because not only do they do it, they have every single person they put in the game can. Every single guy they go to. Jared McCain maybe is the one guy who can't, but now he can't miss a three, so who cares?
Great.
So you never get a breather. You never get a break, and it is so hard to, for 48 minutes, keep the level of execution and attention you need when you're up against, Simmons has been calling them pit bulls all year, and it's a good comp. Like, it's just so many guys, and the Lakers aren't good enough.
It's a team, and that's why a team isn't just, I got a bunch of superstars.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the Lakers. I'm just saying they got one superstar. Yeah. Chet is really good. I like Chet a lot, better than you, I think.
Probably.
But Jalen's out. Like, they got one superstar.
Yeah. All right, Shea got into foul trouble, only played 28 minutes and put up a fine stat line for anyone other than him, 22 points. Here's SGA.
The way basketball works, usually the more physical team and the team that imposes their will more just wins. And that's probably why we won tonight, probably why we won last game. Certain things get let go that usually don't. And it's just basketball at the end of the day. So yeah, it's just like this time of year is its purest form of the sport and of the game, and I definitely I love this form of it for sure.
So, two things. One, Hubs, if we have the Shea's stats from regular season, first round, second round, but here we go. So regular season's 31 points a game, shooting 55%. Against Phoenix, cooked them up.
Yeah.
Lakers have done a great job here. Mm-hmm. So that's this, that the Lakers have done an excellent job. That is as close as Shea will get to, or if I've heard him say, of taking a shot at somebody. It's like, you know what? We impose our will on you.
Who do you think he's taking a shot at?
Lakers, either everyone.
Okay.
Everyone is on the board. Everyone who's ever complained, or the Lakers complaining.
Okay,
having a little meeting after the game with
he
the
may
ref.
not have
You know what we
known
did?
at that point. That
We
the
impose
Lakers,
our will, and
he did see him.
and you win the game if you impose your will, and I like
that's
it.
fine.
I'm built for it, and this is what we do.
That's
fine.
a good take.
You want me to answer this?
I'm not asking.
Listen, I want to give Shea credit for how he played in this game. There was none of the mortifying slip
He
on a
tried to
banana
play
peel.
through that
He
stuff.
tried to play through that. And guess what? He was really good, but not Michael Jordan. And I realized while I was watching it, that actually, people are like, think that I'm all been out of shape about Shea right now because they're playing the Lakers. Guys, I never thought the Lakers without Luka were going to win this series. I think we saw last night, if you took Shea off the Thunder, they would have a decent shot of winning this series. The way they've played with him off the court, at least up to this point. And I realized why, because I was texting Danny during the game. Because after the first quarter, he had 8 points. He was 3 of 7 from the field. I think he had 1 rebound, 1 assist. And I text Danny, I was like, look, when he's guarded normally and plays normally, he goes down from peak Michael Jordan to peak Dwayne Wade. And that, to me, is right. That is correct. And that is so, it does... all of these Shea comps the last 2 years of his regular season numbers, the only guard in history to put up that number of points on that type of efficiency is Michael Jordan. And I understand, Brew, yes, it's easier to score today, but there's a lot of guards playing today, and no one's coming close to it. And to me, when he either doesn't try to trick the refs or gets a fairer whistle, it's just a gradient down to, instead of the greatest guard of all time by a lot, to one of the, where did we have Dwayne Wade? One of the 5 greatest shooting guards of all time. And that, to me, is who, in a vacuum, he actually is. In that tier of player. And we've talked a lot about, but if his accomplishments go here, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, Brew, someone who's watched basketball for 40 years, how good someone actually is. And again, Dwayne Wade's one of my favorite players, a great player. And what we're seeing in this series, where if we put up, he's done some things in this series, it's been a while. That's the fewest points he's had in a 2-game span in 2 years. And it's the most turnovers he's had in a 2-game span in 1 year. Now, part of that is the Lakers are selling out to, stop him. I understand that. But it's also, he hasn't gotten the whistle. And this game, he didn't do the acting. And so I think that is a more fair indicator of where he is kind of historically amongst the all-time greats than 32 points a game on 55% shooting, which is what he was in the regular season.
Look, I think that's a good take, especially for these young analytics kids.
Yes.
They just want to look at the numbers and say,
well, he's
as
Jordan.
good as Michael Jordan. He's better than Kobe and all this stuff. He's not Michael Jordan. All right, and this is just one evidence, this series. He's averaging 20 points a game. Maybe he goes for 40 in the next 2 games, and that raises up. But we showed yesterday his career playoff average is like 26 points a game. Michael Jordan's lowest average in any playoff series in his whole career was 26 points a game. And that was a
playoff
rarity.
run or series?
Series.
Oh, okay.
For a series, it was 26 points. So I don't think Shea's having a bad series. Jordan's the only player I've ever seen never have a bad series. Even the Orlando series, when they stole it, he averaged 31 on 48% shooting. So he's the only player I've seen never had a bad series. So if you want to call this a bad series for Shea, fine. I mean, it happens. I don't think he was bad yesterday. He had 22 points in 28 minutes on 53% shooting. So he was taken out of the game because of foul trouble. When he did play, he was effective. I think the Lakers, to your point, I give the Lakers a lot of credit for this. They are taking the ball out of his hands. Now, what's surprising, he's not handling the pressure that well. Him having 10 turnovers in a series, 2 games, one of his great strengths is he doesn't turn the ball over. High usage rate, but only 2 turnovers a game. That is huge. But this series, that's not been the case. But the Lakers are saying, make somebody else beat us, which is probably smart, but A.J. Mitchell and Jared McCain and Chet are hitting shots, are beating them. But I give the Lakers a lot of credit for doubling him, just getting the ball out of his hands. He's making the smart play for the most part, and so his numbers are down. But I don't really look at this as an indictment on Shea.
No, I don't think it's an indictment, but it's not a validation of him versus Kobe. No. By the way, This series will be forgotten if they win the championship, and that train is
his
coming down the
see
tracks.
what he does the next
and
few rounds, yeah.
I just very quickly, Brew, question for you: the Timberwolves and the Spurs have much better on-ball defenders than the Lakers. Despite the fact that they have guys more equipped to guard him one-on-one, do you think that they are watching these games, their advanced scouts saying, yeah, let's see if A.J. Mitchell and McCain can keep hitting, stay that hot? We're gonna follow this blueprint, because I do. Even though I
think the Spurs in particular will start straight up.
Okay.
Like they did in the regular season, and they were able to beat
they
them.
probably won't change
So
it.
they'll say, look,
we beat
now
you
you
4
can
out of
switch
5.
it during
Yeah.
the series. If he's cooking you and they're winning, you can go switch it during the series. But I think they'll
That's
start
probably
straight
smart,
up.
'cause they had so
Head to Detroit. Cavs are down 2-0. James Harden scored 10 points. James Harden made 3 shots. James Harden had 4 turnovers. Donovan had 31, still believes. Here's Harden and Donovan. Take a listen.
I'm just missing shots. Second half, I think I took 2 shots, but I think the ball was moving and we were getting better shots. You know what I mean? So just picking and choosing my spots and figuring out what works, what doesn't work for the betterment of the team.
Honestly, just him just continue to be in attack mode, right? He's James Harden. We're not sitting here worried. He's going to figure this out, and we got to do a better job around him as well, whether it's spacing or put him in different positions, and we'll have that conversation. We've been having that conversation, and at the end of the day, we're going to figure it out.
It's time to worry about James Harden. Here are his numbers last night. 0 for 4 from 3. He was minus 15 on the night, 3 for 13 from the field.
I would like to issue an apology. I would like to apologize to Lamar Jackson and Aaron Judge and any other athlete who's an all-time great regular season player who hit some speed bumps in the postseason that I have compared to James Harden. There is only one James Harden.
That's right.
There will ever only be one James Harden. From the biggest game of his college career, round of 32 against my alma mater, Syracuse, when he went 2 for 10, to the NBA Finals in OKC, to a Game 6 with the Rockets back when I believed in Harden. Yes, absolutely. Back when I believed in Harden, but this game was before I even knew you, Brew. This is back 2015 when he was so bad in a game, might have been 2017, that I thought he had an undiagnosed concussion. It was the game that Kawhi, Tony Parker, and Manu all sat, and the Rockets lost by 35 points, to a 1 for 10 in elimination game in Brooklyn, to a Game 6 in Philly with their season on the line, to a Game 6 with the Clippers with their season on the line, to last night. We've never seen anyone like this guy. And the numbers are what the numbers are, and it will go on my broadcaster resume, that one incorrectly worded tweet that got into the zeitgeist. He sure does have a bunch of games with as many turnovers as field goals, because now you see it everywhere. But here's the updated ticker on that one. That's now above 25%. 46 of 182, and I just picked the other old guys of the era. But there's another one of these we like. Career playoff games with 3 or fewer made buckets. That's 20% of his career playoff games. 37 of 182. And here's maybe the worst part, Brew. Those are all offensive numbers. Offense was not the worst part of his game yesterday. Run the rip, and I'm going to give you the stat via Tim Bontemps. In the player tracking era, Harden became the first player ever to have an opponent go at 7 for 7 or better on drives to the basket against him. It's just every time anyone gets wherever they will, just a cone, as who said that? Patrick Beverly. Wow, I'm quoting Patrick Beverly. I'm so fired up. And it is an unwinnable style of basketball, Brew. And they traded for him. Give us 3 extra minutes, Hubs. They traded for him for this time of year, which the moment they did it was insane.
Yeah, yes. I mean, shame on the Cavaliers for thinking James Harden was going to solve your playoff woes. Because that's what they've been a great team, or, you know, a 50-winish team for the past few years. And they can't get it done in the playoffs. Nobody thought they should lose to Indiana last year. I get there were some injuries and all that stuff. They brought in James Harden thinking he's going to get us over the top. If you would have brought in James Harden to put butts in the seats during the regular season, to be a great regular season player.
Stimulate the local nightclub economy.
That would have been one thing. You brought him in to solve your playoff problem. And this is what you got. Shame on them. And look, I mean this. And I don't disagree with what you said, Nick. But, and I'm saying it, I feel sorry for James Harden now. Because there's clearly something, a block, a mental block, something. This guy, and I will stand by this, he is one of the few players in NBA history who is both an elite, all-time elite scorer and all-time elite playmaker.
Some smart people used to say he was the best player ever without a ring.
That was your take? Yeah, I mean.
Oh, that was me? I just knew smart people. I just knew that was a take that I used to agree with.
He is awesome. I get, you can talk about the heliocentric play. You could talk about him hunting for foul. He is awesome during the regular season. But something happens in the big games. And there was a time when I gave him the benefit of the doubt. His rookie, or not rookie year, but we was young with OKC. They got to the finals. He struggled as a sixth man. I was like, he's young. I mean, he'll be fine. No. I covered the series when Houston came back, I believe, and beat the Clippers.
And he was on the bench.
From a 3-1 series. I was covering that for the New York Times. Yes, they were down, I think, 17.
Yeah.
Harden, who was their superstar, went to the bench. They made a run without him, and next thing you know, they're winning the series. And I was like, it just happenstance. I mean, come on, you're not better without James Harden. But there is something in these plays. That last turnover, I don't know if we have it on video. The last turnover, he just kind of lost his dribble. I get there were two Cavs near him. He kind of just lost his dribble.
It's
I don't know. It's a block. And you said it, from his college days to now, I have not seen a player as good as him fall off this much in the big games.
I don't know, KW, if there was a handshake deal about if we trade for you, we're going to give you an extension. But I do not know how the Cleveland Cavaliers can sign up for an extension.
Well, they cannot be surprised by this.
Well, they clearly
I mean, you got people like Danny Parkins extolling his virtues.
Is Wemby dropping 30 tonight? That's next.
Danny,
on FS1.
very lucky there's no OT today.
He sure
Fox
is.
Sports
We should have brought him in just for that.
Back to the hardwood. Spurs Wolves are tied at 1. Game 3 is also tonight in Minnesota. UFL. If you have the picture-in-picture, it works perfectly. Wolves have yet to lose at home, Brew. Note from Josh, remember. This is the only series in a decade where no players or coaches for that matter, has scored 22 in back-to-back games. No one scored 22 at all.
At all in the series. Yeah. That is amazing.
Who's more likely to put up 30? Heck, who's more likely to put up 22? Wemby or Ant?
Look, normally I would say Ant. That's his job. I mean, he's there, shoots far more shots than anybody else on the team. Wemby is actually pretty close. He's at 16, De'Aaron Fox at 14. You know, they got 7 players that average in double figures. Ant's scoring average this year was 29. So just about every night he's going to get you 30. But with him being questionable, they're saying, I'm sure he's going to play, but he's listed as questionable for tonight, which makes me think he's going to come off the bench again, probably around 25-ish minutes. If they get desperate, I think he could go more if if it's really nip and tuck and they have a chance. But I just think the state he's in, physically not being himself, I'll go with Wemby. I'm not necessarily predicting it. Obviously, he's capable of doing it. But their offense, unlike Minnesota's and even most of the offenses that have a superstar, is not built around Wemby.
Correct.
Obviously, he's their best player, even offensively, but still, it's not built around him. So, but with Ant being banged up and maybe on a minutes restriction, I'll go with Wemby.
I'm going to go with Ant because I actually think they are going to start Ant. I think that we don't really know how much of a minutes restriction he was going to be on in Game 2 because we didn't see the fourth quarter.
That was a game he could get some rest.
Right,
yeah.
and so it might have been that he was allowed to play 30 in that game, but they didn't start him because they wanted it to be 30 of the final, 40 minutes, and so they wanted to rest him early on in the game. I also think that the Spurs likely feel like we are at our best. We have, to Bruce's point, we have other people who can provide the scoring. There's not another human being alive that can provide the type of defensive impact. And I think they will listen to the fact that Wemby, at this moment, I'm not certain he can be 30 points with that defensive impact from an energy perspective. And even the games at the end of the year when he was popping huge scoring numbers are games where when you looked at it, the opponent scored to their season average, or
they weren't as effective.
Right, they weren't as effective defensively when he was really pressing on offense. And that's not a knock on him at all. It is only a handful of guys in the history of the league who can be A+ offense and defense throughout a game. And for all those guys, they couldn't do it at Wemby's age. You know what? Like they had to basically get a little more conditioned, get a little stronger, get more into the prime of their career. And so they both scored 30 once this postseason. For Wemby, it was his first game. For Ant, it was, we forget because he didn't look right in round one, but he did score 30 in game 2 of round 1. So I don't think he has to be, there's 2 ways for Ant to score 30. One is just be regular Ant. The other is be somewhat hampered Ant, but hit a bunch of threes. And we saw in game 2, his first 5 field goal attempts, I think, were threes. Yep. I think he knows Minnesota needs his offensive punch in this series, and so I would lean Ant on that, even if it doesn't necessarily mean that leads to a win, but I would lean Ant.
Okay. Head to the East. Sixers are favored at home. We'll see how loud the New York Amtrak squad is. Philly now favored, and we're waiting on news on Embiid and OG Anunoby, who's day-to-day. Brew, you surprised Philadelphia is favored?
No, and I actually think Philly's going to win this game.
Really?
Now, I think the Knicks will win the series, but I think Philly wins this game. Look, they almost won game 2. They kind of ran out of gas late. They had a chance to win it for sure. Embiid, I'm not expecting him to play, and they can do some things. They're not as bad defensively. I shouldn't say bad, but they clearly attack him defensively, and he can barely move. And Brunson just gets him, attacks him and then can shoot over him sitting back. Offensively, he's a weapon, obviously, they don't have. But I think the big absence will be OG Anunoby. I think he's listed as questionable. There's no way I see him playing. No way I see him playing. I don't think that would be the smart move. Mm-hmm. And he is huge for that team. I mean, his toughness, he's a great defensive player, obviously can score, especially in their newfangled offense where it's a lot of more ball and player movement. So I think without Anunoby, I think the Sixers get this win. And then I still think, like I said, the Knicks win the series, but I think the Sixers win tonight.
I want to do a little Vegas translation here.
Okay.
And not just because I'll be there in about 9 hours. Shout out to MJ's poker game at the Aria. See you guys soon.
Playing some cards.
I
love it.
Playing cards.
I'll be back at work on Monday. Don't worry about it.
Full strength?
Always. I think Vegas thinks Embiid's playing.
That makes sense.
I don't think they're favored
without
Embiid playing. Even if Vegas is also assuming OG Anunoby's out for the game. So I'm not surprised. I will be surprised if Embiid is ruled out and this line stays that. If I'm wrong, that this is just what they think that, a Knicks team without Embiid, Knicks team without OG and Sixers without Embiid. But the Knicks have been so good this postseason, and the Sixers have been so up and down this postseason that I don't think they would be favored without Embiid. And I think that he'll play, and I do think Philly will win this game. I think that we say, you guys are sick of probably hearing me say this. We always say in the NBA playoffs, like, whenever a team wins one game, you're like, how are they going to lose again? Well, that's really the case when a team has won 5 straight games, like the Knicks have. It really feels like.
You think it's going to be, let's say Embiid doesn't play, then you think the Knicks should win and will win, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's going to be a sweep?
Well, then Embiid's not. I would be shocked if Embiid plays game 4.
Well, if he doesn't play it. Oh, really?
If it's 3-0,
if it's 3-0, I think they put him out there for game 4. What do you have to lose?
I don't know. It just feels like a lost cause at that point, I guess.
They'll say, hey, we were down 3-1 to Boston.
I don't think it'll be a sweep. But I also think Philly's winning tonight. So I haven't even thought about if Philly loses, what am I anticipating, whatever it is. I think that what Philly showed to me in game 2, that their stars, even without Embiid, can hang with the Knicks stars for 3 quarters. Maybe 3.5 quarters. They just ran out of gas. Just even if Embiid isn't excellent, just the less minutes everyone else has to play because he's on the court. Like you will feel more comfortable giving Maxey a rest and giving Edgecombe a bit more of a rest, even if those are the only possessions where you're really running through Embiid. I think that will make those guys better. And I think. We talked about this before the series. As good as the Knicks have been playing and as good as they are, a full-strength Sixers team is as good as them. The thing with the Sixers is, are they ever full strength, and are they going to be full strength? But it's not a talent mismatch at all if Embiid's playing. And if OG's out, the talent tilts to the Sixers side of the coin, the top-end talent.
I mean, the problem for the Sixers in this series is going to be, even if Embiid were to play tonight and they were to win, does anyone think he's going to play the whole series going forward? Like, he's going to miss another game.
Unfortunately, probably.
It's
You're like, hey, Embiid, we need 12 games. We need 12 games.
That's what they're asking.
And we have to win every single one.
Yeah.
Oh, we need 12. Can you give me 12 games?
4 each series.
That's it. The ones who don't play, we'll lose. But the ones who play, we have to win.
You looked askance at me at.
No, I'm just running through the rosters.
Maxey
Knicks
Brunson.
have a lot more.
Maxey Brunson, I know it's.
I think that's a wash.
I don't think it's a wash.
Oh, you think Brunson's much better?
Yeah, I mean, every day we show a Brunson stat and we're like, whoa,
well, Brunson's
35
been great
points.
I had Maxey,
great.
I believe, on my second team All-NBA, and I think I had Brunson third.
But he probably thinks Brunson. But
the playoff performance.
Brunson's been great.
But I guess to me, Maxey Brunson very close.
Yep.
Embiid Towns close. Right into the way you get with the.
But this is where Bridges been playing.
But OG's out. Bridges, Paul George. Edgecombe, Josh Hart, that's those to me are all close. Where the Knicks get the edges, everything after that. Miles McBride is better than Quentin Grimes, or at least more of a scoring punch. There's just that is again assuming the Knicks. OG's maybe been their best player these playoffs.
Yeah. Draft lottery on Sunday. Top odds: Wizards, Pacers, Nets, followed by Utah and Sacramento. Some interesting teams as well. OKC's got a 7% chance at a top 4 pick from the Clippers. Bucks have a 14% chance at a top 4 pick. Remember, the Bucks org said they wanted to have the Giannis situation all taken care of.
Well, the Bucks, though, is weird because the Bucks get the worst pick of them and New Orleans.
The Bucks get the worst pick.
So for the Bucks to get in the top 4, they need them and New Orleans to jump up. So the Bucks are in rough shape.
So who do you want to see win the lottery?
Okay, I got a lot to say about this.
Great.
First of all, and this is not in order, I got a top 4 that I'd like to see.
Top 4 lottery.
Atlanta.
Yes.
They need a boat. They got defenders. They got nice,
Can we judge them?
Pieces.
Not
AJ DeBonsa.
What?
I'm not interested.
Why not?
Because if you lose your final playoff game by 51 points.
These other teams didn't make the playoffs,
60,
bro.
You wouldn't want to go there?
What are you talking? You can't.
I like Atlanta as a
You can't
city.
hold the playoffs against the team. It's the lottery.
Sorry, you were down by 60.
You
were down by.
What
Last time
would
I saw you,
Washington have been down by?
they weren't in the playoffs.
Exactly.
It's worse.
I like Atlanta.
No
Drew,
way. I definitely
because
ain't
I,
trying to-
I'm glad
I
it's
also like
four.
rewarding savvy transactions.
Yep.
This isn't their pick. It's New Orleans' pick.
Hey, it's what
and
it
it's
is.
smart of them.
Down 60.
Yep. I like, look, Atlanta, Darren Peterson, DeBansa, whoever. Dallas,
Love it.
running mate for Cooper Flagg. Caleb Wilson is a big man who I like out of North Carolina. Maybe Peterson, somebody like that. Golden State, this is the least of mine.
Lottery's
But,
calling
you know,
you, kid.
Hello? Yes. No. Yeah, they were down 60 by.
You said who'd you say
Can you-
after Dallas?
Golden State.
Golden State.
Can you put a young player, if Jimmy Butler's back, Draymond, Steph, if you get a young star, can they?
I think you're looking. Can
That's
I
my
can I
favorite.
comment
Yeah,
on?
yeah,
the,
yeah.
I think you're looking at the Golden State thing wrong. If they move into the top 4, all of a sudden, can they now get Giannis?
Hello.
That's,
I like that
that
better.
I think
You're
is
right.
more
I'll give you that. I
noteworthy.
love
Like
that.
they
I'm very
use
interested
that.
in that.
Of course, you're interested.
Then that would be that might be my top then. All right.
Moves up.
Right now, my number one who I would like to see win the lottery right now is Indiana.
Love
A
it.
young star with Halliburton. You saw what he did with Siakam as a second. Because I think DeBance is going to be a star. Like
I do too.
superstar type guy. Put him with Halliburton, who's a pass first point guard. I think Indiana would be great. But you hit it. If Golden State got the first pick and then they can get Giannis,
You know,
with
the
that,
thing is this: if they got the first pick, they might not be willing to trade.
What do you think about that?
If I'm Golden State, if
'Cause
I
I'm going
got
for it with
the
Steph.
first pick, I might.
You're taking DeBansta and
And-
starting another
Yeah,
run.
but yeah, I think maybe. Now, if I got any other pick, I would try to use it to trade for Giannis. The first pick, and let me say one other thing about Darren Peterson, who coming into the year I thought would be the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Obviously had a bad year. I don't know if you guys saw it today.
No creatine.
Yeah, he said he was overdoing creatine.
saw that.
Did we
and
get how
that's
many
what was
grams of creatine he was taking?
listen,
I
I'm not
honestly wanted to see
Mr.
a doc-
Fitness
I
like
took a
you.
little bit of
KW
creatine.
does creatine every morning.
No,
It
not
helps him
anymore.
be Sharp.
That's
Ran out
what
of
you
it.
got to watch out for, though, cramping with creatine.
But how many grams do you take?
5.
How many was he taking?
I don't know.
Oh,
that's
thought
why I
you
wanted.
knew. Oh, okay.
That's what I'm wondering.
I
so
did want to see a doctor comment on that.
No,
His doctor.
But so my point is, at least now we have, because my worry with him was like, are we like doing like a load management as a one and done guy? Yeah,
It was weird.
It was weird. At least now there is a plausible explanation. Atlanta was very high on my list just because I like rewarding smart transactions.
Okay.
And I think trading Trae Young was smart. I think the move they made with Joe Dumars in New Orleans was smart, so I'd like to see them move up. You're gonna hate my answer.
I bet I'm gonna love it.
No, you're gonna hate it. But I don't want this city to lose their team. I also felt like LeBron's
No way.
revulsion at a specific hotel made it seem like it really hurt the city's feelings. And when I don't think it was he was trying to make a sweeping comment about the city as a whole. It's really hate the hotel, but it's a prideful city. It's also a city, organization that did everything right by its young core and drafted smart, and Ja blew it up.
Yep.
And I would like to see Memphis get another shot. Memphis, who 24 years ago was in the lottery, 23 years ago, where if they got the number 1 pick, they were going to get LeBron James, and if they got the number 2 pick, they were losing the pick. And they were down to the final 2, and then Jerry West, the life just fell out of his face when he saw they got the number 2 pick. They had to give it to Detroit. Yeah. And so...
Correct. I don't...
you like big markets.
I'm surprised at your answer.
I like to reward well-run small market teams. I think Memphis
Are you sure they're well run?
That's my...
Like Taylor, I don't know the inner workings with Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
I agree with that. And that might have been a trying to salvage the job thing. But I think they sold Desmond Bane as high as possible. They got more for Jaren Jackson than the Mavs got for Anthony Davis. They admitted and recognized, you know what, the Ja thing, we were right there, and then we weren't anymore. And so I think them getting a little lottery luck and getting one of these guys could be something.
Can I have Hubs is yelling at me.
What do you want to do?
I just want to ask Brew, give me 45 seconds on this. Because I'm rooting for Armageddon.
No.
Yes.
Charlotte?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I know what he wants.
Yes. Brew, what happens if the Thunder get the number 1 pick?
Oh.
Or just move into the top 4.
Well, you know, here's
because they get the Clippers pick.
Yep.
People don't know.
This is interesting because the initial thought is they don't need more talent, right? You got a lot of young talent. But if they lose to San Antonio or Minnesota, which I think is possible, then you do need. I said they got one superstar. If they, I'm probably drafting DeBanza. Maybe I trade Jalen Williams, who we see we're good without him anyway. He's making huge money. It helps you out financially because you could move the big contract and have a young guy on a rookie scale.
They're 1.5% to get the number 1 pick, but 7%, so a 1 in 14 shot of moving into the top 4. So that's not. I mean, that's not a zero.
If they win let's say they win the championship and still have the number 1 pick, you still, from a financial perspective, could move Jalen Williams.
That happened with the Lakers, right? That's how they got James Worthy. They won the title
in '82,
and then drafted Worthy as a number 1 as the defending champs.
Yep.
I've got more questions about this. Coming up next, one of the segments I've been trying to do for a week. Who do you want to see in your Week 1 NFL opponent?
Sorry, you didn't get to ask any questions, kid.
Oh, I'll ask you in a break. Live from New York, the show that's excited for the draft lottery.
Except it shouldn't be Sunday afternoon.
Why? I like that.
It's supposed to be on a weeknight right before a game.
Years ago, it used to be on weekends.
Okay.
Wait, I mean.
I'm talking about in my lifetime. Since the frozen envelope, it's been at night on a Tuesday.
I was 1996, my first year covering the league. I believe it was a weekend. That's where I met Stephen A.
I would like it to be a standalone show. I don't need it attached to a game.
Oh, I like it as the lead into a game.
No, because I want to talk about it.
It's been the lead into a game for a lot.
I know, but I want to see the ping pong balls. I don't get to see that.
We've never seen that. It's just
didn't I
Ernst
see
and
the
Young and
machine?
Zach Lowe.
They
There's
do show
a media,
no,
there's
they
like
do.
14 media.
Yeah, and they do then reveal the footage of it after the fact.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Well,
I want to see the actual thing.
You wouldn't.
And it's like, well, it's a code. I don't care if it's a code. Buy 1,000 ping pong balls.
You want 1,000 ping pong balls in the thing?
Why not?
Just a team with
Guess what? It'd be in an age where TV leagues are trying to squeeze any interesting content out. Here's free content everyone's interested in. No, we'll make it a 20-minute show before a game.
Then how can they reg it?
Okay.
You are right, Wiles. You are right.
I know.
If people would watch.
I really enjoy.
One of the huge things with the vacuum.
People would watch.
What does it do?
Doop. And it pops up. Doop. And the woman's like, 18. Watching the lottery. I didn't even have a lottery ticket. Lakers avoid the sweep? Maybe. Meanwhile, did the Spurs slice of title pie get even slimmer? We discuss. But right now, headed to the gridiron. NFL schedule release officially next Thursday. We're gonna play a game, Brew, of who do you want to see in Week 1? Who do you not want to see in Week 1? We named it after Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares. We're gonna start with the Ravens. Here's your non-division opponents, but it doesn't have to be non-division. We're just putting it up there. Jags, Titans, Bucks, Saints, and Chargers will be in Baltimore. And then you're headed to Indy, Houston, Atlanta, Carolina, Buffalo, and Dallas. We'll start with who do you want to see and why?
You know who I want if I'm the Ravens? We got stuff to make amends for. Bring on the Bills.
Wow.
In Week 1 in Buffalo?
Yeah, because you know what? Last year, Week 1, they were pounding the Bills. Beating them, slapping them all up and down the field. For 55 minutes.
Yeah.
led by 15 points with 5 minutes left.
I like it.
And then, of course, the fumble. And the season from that point on pretty much was shot. They got demons to exercise.
That's a great
So
take.
bring on the Bills.
Hey, are you worried about the new stadium bounce that the
No.
Bills are going
No,
to get?
no.
Place is
You
going to be
would
raucous.
at least avoid. Here's the thing. I was going to say you avoid something, but it's something you don't want to avoid. I fervently disagree with this. I think I understand they're both new head coaches, but I don't want Jesse Minter's first game as a head coach because he's newer to me than Joe Brady because Joe Brady's been there
DLC.
to be such a big game. I also think you guys are oddly better equipped for a snow game than Buffalo with Derrick Henry. So I don't want to burn it early in the year.
I mean, of course, you could name a
Flu
chump.
season.
That's
You could name a weak team, but you know,
no, I
you
wasn't
want
going to say a
little
weak
insight.
team.
You know,
I wasn't going
want-
to say a weak team. Can I tell you who I think you should want? In Cincinnati, your toughest divisional
Classic.
game, and the
I thought about
The
that.
Bengals stink early.
Classic.
I thought about
get the
that.
Bengals
That's a
early
good-
on,
that's a good
and
point.
so that's who I thought
Okay.
you were going to go
But they
with.
got.
Now the nightmare portion.
I mean, honestly, there is no night.
Oh, come Hobbs.
I got an answer for
Okay,
you, but it's not.
I
like,
thought you just refused
It's
to do the
not
segment.
based in fear. It's not rooted
Why, I'm sorry,
in
you guys are
trepidation.
reigning Super Bowl champs? You
No,
don't have
but I'm
problems
just
with anybody?
nobody on that schedule. You know who would be
Oh,
a
the
nightmare?
Steelers. You beat the Steelers a handful
maybe
of
a
times.
nightmare matchup would have been if Patrick Mahomes wasn't hurt. Kansas City, because they've had their number,
Yeah,
obviously.
I think I know who you're
But
going to say,
outside-
though. Who are you going to say?
I'm just picked a good team that the Chargers.
No, that's
Because
not the
they got Jesse Minter, new coach, defensive coach. Mike McDaniel's gonna be like a kid in a candy shop. Oh my gosh, look at all these! I got Justin Herbert. I got some weapons. He's
You
gonna
think
be
it's
in
like
his
some
bag.
Harbaugh get back, Chargers get back?
No, it doesn't. There wasn't a
Harbaugh.
game on the schedule that I was like, oh, that would be a
I'll tell you the
nightmare. So I
game
just
you don't-
picked out a good team.
All right, I'm going to tell you the game you don't want it to be, and I actually think this is a good chance it is this game. In Houston.
They've owned Houston.
I know that, but what is the only part of your team that you're a little nervous about, that you want to see? I would think it's the offensive line. Having lost Linderbaum, that Texans D-line.
I think they held.
I would want, because
Got rookie's first game.
Exactly.
They've had their
Against
way
Will
with
Anderson.
Houston, and I get it that Houston does have an awesome defense. And CJ, where's his head going to be at in game one? I mean, coming off just horrible
Fair.
playoffs.
Okay.
So
Good
I
segment
wouldn't,
so
I
far.
wouldn't, no fear.
Headed to Kansas City. Again, streams and nightmares.
here's the fireworks.
Okay. Obviously got Chargers, Broncos, and the Frisky Raiders. I added the Frisky part. Then you're home against the Cardinals, Colts, Jets, Patriots, and 49ers. That's a nice home schedule. You're on the road against the Bengals, Bills, Dolphins, Falcons, Rams, and Seahawks. Not so nice. We'll start with, who do you want to see?
I hope the first game of the year for the Kansas City Chiefs is in Arrowhead. I am not worried about whether, do I want a soft team because Mahomes might not be there. What's Patrick Mahomes going to be doing in about a month, Kevin Wilds?
You say he's going to be dancing
At Travis Kelce's wedding. And what's he going to be doing in early September? Starting in week 1 for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Sure.
So I don't want, give us the Cardinals game at noon Central Time that nobody watches. We're the Kansas City damn Chiefs. We've been to, I lose count, I think 5 of the last 7
No way
Super
are you
Bowls.
going to say this. No way are you going to say this.
The first game of the year to be at Arrowhead against a team that had the audacity to win the Arrowhead Invitational without us, the New England Patriots. A team that is coming, what I believe to be Super Bowl hangover. Bit of a, at the moment, messy offseason. Drake May doesn't have his security blanket in Stephon Diggs. He's answering all these questions, had the disaster Super Bowl. Also, the thing about the Patriots that scares me the least is their pass rush. So that is Mahomes being first game back. I don't want to face a team with some monster pass rush, and I want to use week 1 of 2026 by defeating the defending AFC champions to remind the whole conference the AFC still goes through us. Wow. So that's who I would like to play.
I will break format and just give you my answer real quick. We can stay here. I want the Chiefs in week 1.
Perfect.
In
Send it
Arrowhead.
in.
That's how you respond, because he's calling you out.
Well, 3 reasons.
I was wondering how you going to respond.
We have to go into Arrowhead at some point in the year. I think week 18, maybe Mahomes rests.
But
if
there's
the
no
Chiefs
chance
are
that they
great, or
make
week,
that the schedule. Week 18
that's
is
right.
divisional.
Perfect. So that's gone. So when do you want Mahomes if you can pick any week?
Week 1.
Week 1. Second of all, home games against the Chiefs, home openers. Last year, we were there, lost to the Eagles. Year before that, the Ravens, but by a toe. Remember Isaiah? Wasn't a great game.
What? We beat the AFC Championship rematch that we won against the Super Bowl favorites?
Yeah, by a toe. You're a blasting team. You won by a toe. Remember that? By a toe. It was like Kevin Durant's 3-point shot. By a toe, Isaiah, it's the toe game. Whether or not it's like, they didn't have a chance to take a 2-point conversion, you won by a toe. If I say the Ravens game that they lost by a toe, everyone's like, oh yeah, in Arrowhead. And the year before that was the Lions game. You lost that game too. That opened up the whole season. So 2 losses in 1 game, you won by a toe, finally. Once you get A.J. Brown on the Patriots, he's going to need some targets. Last opening game.
Oh, have you heard Mansour Delane?
Yeah, I know. I know he's never played a game in the NFL.
You know what he's never done? Allowed a touchdown in college football.
Not playing A.J. Brown, not some random guy who's now working at Amazon. I'm talking about A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah.
At this
The
point.
SEC's known for having bad
I'm sorry,
receivers.
do they have every single guy go to the. Is A.J. Brown there? How many yards would A.J. Brown have in the SEC? All right. Last year, A.J. Brown he had 1 target for 1 catch for 8 yards. The whole thing was a disaster. So we need to give this guy some targets.
He's not on your
right
team.
Away. Well, he's going to be, obviously. It's a handshake deal. Go up against a whole rebuilt second. I went through the depth chart.
Sunday night football,
I honestly hadn't
week 1.
heard of several of the gentlemen on the team.
Let's
go through the
do
depth
it.
chart. I'm like,
First things
where's
first,
this guy
Bo.
from?
What have you not heard of? What are you talking about?
Several of the guys I hadn't heard of.
Oh, this guy.
You're not moving jerseys,
Study
I'll tell you
our
that.
lads then. Study our lads.
There's several. Here's what it is.
What?
I don't want to say.
You got a no ball. Sorry, it's no David Montgomery. The guy who's Sonic and Knuckles.
They're not in the Chiefs Pro Shop, I'll tell you that much. The names on the back of the defensive jerseys are not moving merch in the merch.
C. Jones, 95.
They're making 2 jerseys. Here's your home jersey, here's your away jersey. That's it. Fans are not rocking the jerseys of everyone on your defense.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll buy you a jersey. You'd be like, is this custom made?
I mean, it's for you.
The Tiger is out.
Chris Jones,
Wow.
future first ballot.
I'm not talking about Chris Jones.
A.J.
Brown's not worried about Chris Jones.
Mansour Delane is going to be in
I
good.
think A.J. Brown would have a blast.
Okay, great.
I think he would have a blast.
So we both want.
Yes.
We both want that matchup.
Perfect.
You want my team, I want your team.
You know
and that would be
you know what that matchup will be? You got to get this.
Oh, delicious.
There you go. There you go. If you wouldn't have got that, that would have been worse than me going over on your little second things first.
All right. Who do I not want to see? I don't. I'm going to give you 2 answers here. My first answer is just because it's too big of a game to be week 1. I don't want in Buffalo week 1. It's not. Now, you might say we lose that game every year anyway. No, but it very often has a lot to do with home field advantage. That is too big of a game to be week 1. I also would not like.
They're going to do it to you.
I think they might. And if it happens, I will end up deciding I love it. But it feels. I don't know why this is the analogy I was going to use, so I'm just going to go with it. Feels a little bit like Elizabeth Taylor being invited to someone else's wedding.
Gianna, we might have to get some more server space. That's going to go viral. That's going to go crazy.
I don't like the
what percentage of our audience doesn't know who Elizabeth Taylor is? Maybe 70
in the world.
I don't.
Clark Gable.
I don't like the idea of being the visiting team when someone else is dropping the banner on the first game of the year. So Seattle hosting the Chiefs. Furthermore, I don't love the idea of Mahomes' first game back from the ACL being up against that defense. And I could see that being what the game is.
It's a great
Here
game.
is the reason that I think the NFL might not want to do that is Seattle, even though they're the defending champs, they don't have a ton of like super marquee games. The first game of the year is marquee no matter what. It's the first football game the country's had in 7 months. It's standalone. I could see them wanting to save Chiefs at Seattle for, a different reason later in the season. But I just don't. It's really about the Chiefs have hosted that first game of the year so many times that you're then there as the visitor against the champs. And that pass rush, just to be totally honest, with Mahomes' first game back, I wouldn't love it.
I didn't pull up all of Seattle's opponents, but if I was the TV executive making the call for week 1, or if I got to weigh in on it, I would say that game looks delicious.
I think they also could do, because they get 2 bites at this, NFC Championship rematch. Seattle hosting the Rams. You know what I mean? As the opening game of the year.
4 times in the last 2
Oh,
years.
yeah.
I mean, it's just a lot. I get it, but
they're all epic games. All right, so
two West Coast. That game. I mean, I don't know. That feels too West Coast for me.
For the first game of the year?
Yeah.
All right, so you said you want.
I want the Chiefs. Here's who the Patriots have. We got the 12th easiest strength of schedule. We're dying for the year to start.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. Broncos, Packers, Raiders, Vikings, and Steelers in Gillette. Also a World Cup home. On the road in
I thought Gillette's not the home of the World Cup.
Good point. On the road in Chicago, which was my silver medalist. Who I wanted.
Yeah.
Lions, Chiefs, Chargers, Seahawks, Jags. Okay, here's who I don't want, nightmare scenario. Obviously, I don't want the Seahawks. Can't deal with that, just the emotion.
You again.
Oh my, I just,
I mean,
it would be emotionally deflating. Oh, final thing about the Chiefs I forgot to mention. Kenneth Walker III get back for the Patriots.
Oh, Kenneth Walker. Oh, because he ran all over you guys.
Yes, Super Bowl MVP.
That's also maybe another reason that Chiefs-Seahawks is an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were saying. You don't have to worry about Jags because you're not going to London week 1.
Okay, this is going to be a weird one, but bear with me.
You want the Chiefs. Who do you not want?
I have a reason for this. Week 1 is always strange. The Patriots went to the Super Bowl last year. We were a great team. One of our losses to the lowly Raiders, who turned out to be the worst team in the league. But we don't know what's going on. New quarterback, new coach. We lose. I do not want to go to Miami.
Too hot.
Correct.
Too
Last
hot.
year we went in week 2. It was 89 degrees. We won. That's one of the few times we have won in Miami. Let's look at Patriots on the road against the Dolphins. Since 2013, this was in the Brady era. We are 3-10. I don't want to see Malik Willis week 1. There's no tape on him in a Dolphins jersey. Don't like it. We can't win there. It's too hot. It will be a win later on in the year. It will not be a win week 1.
Can I tell you, this is a game maybe during the doldrums. Oh, no, because they're going to announce the schedule. I was going to say we could play.
Sure.
I think I can. It's a 1-in-17 shot. I think I can guess what your opening game is. I think your opening game, and this might be Monday Night Football.
Love it.
At home against Aaron Rodgers. I think that they are going to. The Steelers are a huge brand. I think that they are, once again, if they're going to put Rodgers on national TV, it'll be early in the year because they don't know what it'll be late in the year. I think Patriots, yeah, that'd be great for you
That's
guys.
the game I went to. That's the regular season game I went to, and we had 6 turnovers and lost by.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, Pop Douglas couldn't get the first down. So
Week
it'd be a
3
little
of
bit
the
of a rematch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also could see Caleb versus.
Love it. That's what I want that one.
I think
too.
that could be.
that would be
I mean that could be Sunday
That'd
Night
be
Football.
great.
Patriots
That'd be
Bears.
real
I would
good.
love that.
Yeah.
Just light up that Bears defense. Ooh, Drake May. I can't wait. A.J. Brown in Chicago. Oh, my.
Josh McDaniels' first game as a head coach, whole thing.
How dare you. Not cool. This guy's got a poly market. IMS Road Course is tomorrow at 4:30 on Fox. Alex Below looks to continue his dominance. 14-turn IMS Road Course. They were practicing before the show. Final stop before the Indy 500 tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern, only on Fox. Time now for one of the most delicious segments in all of sports. That's the issue, bro.
Used to be. Oh, that's the issue with
you saying everything is delicious because title
I
pie
don't
is
say everything is delicious. I say certain
Right, man?
matchups.
certain match.
Game 7 in certain matchups.
That's why we couldn't get the pie today.
Why?
Because you're having indigestion on the air.
Sorry. Summer Fridays.
Just out. You having a little Aperol spritz before the show?
You want me to hit your back?
No. I mean, I guess so, now that you've offered.
Yeah, go ahead.
You think I'm going to do it real hard?
Okay. I'm not for title pie.
8 teams left. It's May, so if you're still in the playoffs, you get a slice of the pie, even if I cannot see any way in which you're going to win the championship, which brings us to the first team who has 1%, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
A few things about yesterday's game that were overshadowed because James Harden went full James Harden in the playoffs. Tobias Harris, who did not have back-to-back 20-point games in the regular season, now has 7 straight. That's amazing.
Yeah.
He's
He's been a lifesaver for them,
Yes.
literally. Yeah.
Also not covered. Evan Mobley, who once upon a time was untouchable in any trade, who was favorably compared to a hybrid of Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan 4 years ago.
When was that?
I'll show you during the break.
Okay.
But
He was compared to Chris Bosh, too.
Oh, I think that was, yeah, I mean, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But yes,
But
he
yeah,
was.
Duncan Garnett,
He
wow.
was on that.
He's not that. It's safe to say.
He got votes 4 years ago in that GM poll we do every year.
Untradeable.
Yeah, like least tradable or guy you would
Player
want.
you would start a team
Yes,
with?
player
Wow.
you'd start a team with.
Jeez.
He had 1 rebound last night. He's 6'10".
And what, 9 points?
9 points. They have 1%. They also have James Harden on their team.
Donovan showed up, though.
Yeah, Donovan. This one hurts. But Luka ain't coming through the door.
No.
And they're down 2-0. I said, at halftime, I was like, man, Bruce, so right. I called game 1 a must-win, but if they pull this one off, I'm going to come in tomorrow feeling good.
I thought about that, too. You would?
Didn't happen. Lakers are at 2%. Now all I'm holding on for is, can LeBron finish the series with better stats than Shea? Maybe. Down to 4%.
Yeah, I think he might.
Sixers. One of the ultimate what-if players of this century in the NBA, the 2000s, I mean, Joel Embiid. Bright side for the Sixers. Paul George looked like he was on the worst contract in the league. Now all of a sudden, like, that contract is not only tradable, maybe you feel good about, where he is next year. He kind of rebuilt it, and, Maxey is obviously a superstar, and Edgecombe's great pick. And so I wonder, this is an interesting exercise, which top 4 of the draft's going to end up being better? Flagg, Harper, Knipple, Edgecombe, or the top 4 we're about to have, which is probably Debanza, Peterson, Caleb Wilson, Boozer. Not sure of the order. But we could have back-to-back super strong top 4s.
Good.
Sixers are at 4%. All the way up to 10%. I'm not going to do it. To the Detroit Pistons. You now have to be open to the possibility of it was just a bad week.
Yeah.
They were awesome for the
In a tough matchup.
Yeah, they were awesome for the 6-month regular season. They might have taken the Magic the way we took the Magic, which is the team hates each other and is going to fire its head coach and this will be easy. And they got knocked off balance, but now they've won, much like the Knicks. Much like the Knicks. They've won 5 games in a row. They went from 3-1 down to up 2-0 in round 2. Cade's been phenomenal. And
Starting to
I still think
Feel my take?
Ant's the best American player when he's healthy. I do think that. But I think Cade is on his heels. And Cade, I think, is ahead of Maxey and Brunson I don't know who the other Americans
Tatum,
are. Oh, yeah, Tatum's an interesting one because I think Tatum fully healthy is right there with Ant. And they're very different players. But, yeah, I mean, Detroit.
And Halliburton, we'll see how he comes.
Yeah, see how he comes back when we see him. He's so interesting because you don't ever think of him like those guys, but his impact is undeniable. Again, keep in mind, the up or down is based on where they were last week. Up to 15%, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They stole home court.
Yeah.
Since where we were last week, they won the series, they advanced, and they stole game 1. Now, a lot of this is going to be dependent on how healthy is Anthony Edwards moving forward, and I think we'll get a good idea of that tonight. But I think this team can beat anybody. Now, can they beat everybody is the question. In order to win the title, they're going to have to beat all of the teams that matter. Save maybe, I guess not all the Eastern Conference teams, but all the teams that matter in the West, they're going to have to go through them, but they're up to 15%. Again, this is based on where we were last week. Down to 15%, same as Minnesota, the Spurs. Spurs lost home court. I think they are in a dogfight here, and at this point last week, we thought the Spurs in round 2 were going to be facing a Minnesota team with no Anthony Edwards for at least a lot, if not all of the series. Obviously, I've been wildly impressed by the young guys, and I think it also was so important. We didn't talk much about it. It was so important that Fox had the bounce-back game.
Yep.
Because even if they had won, if Fox had back-to-back rough games against Minnesota, you'd be a little nervous because he's the only veteran who's going to be on the court in crunch time for them. So the fact that he studied himself. Their biggest slice of title pie, certainly this year, and I'd have to check the archives to where they were before the conference finals started last year. The New York Knicks, up to 20% of title pie. They also have won 5 in a row. 4 of which were blowouts. 3 of those 4 were by 25-plus points. I am not concerned about OG's injury, but I'm monitoring it. I feel very comfortable saying they can't win the title without him. I think they can win this round without him because they're up 2-0. And it also means if he is out for a week or so, and I don't know, I don't understand injury reporting anymore. I just don't know. I know they're like, maybe he'll play tonight, but it's the same injury J-Dub suffered, a grade 1 hamstring. Right. J-Dub's been out. Had they lost game 2, Brew, I'd be nervous if I were the Knicks. If it was 1-1 and OG is out, then I'm nervous. And up with their biggest slice yet, I have them at a 1-3 chance. Vegas at this point damn near has them with a 2 out of 3 chance. They're almost minus 200. I think they're minus 175 at this point. The Oklahoma City Thunder, who have yet to lose a game this postseason, have 5 wins by double digits, 1 win by 9 points where a guy hit a layup with 4 seconds left to cut it to 9, or else they'd have all wins by double digits. They seem impervious to whether or not J-Dub plays, doesn't seem to matter, and last night it didn't matter whether Shea was on the court or not. They have the largest slice of title pie. Brew?
Not bad. I don't mind OKC being number 1 because they do have an easier
path to the conference finals
than San Antonio. But I'm going to move them down a little, 30%, and then the Spurs to 25%.
So you're taking away 3 and adding 10. Okay, got it.
No, well, there's other moves. Other moves. Got a bonus.
Yeah, sure.
Bonus.
Yeah.
I'm moving New York down to 15% and Detroit up to 15%.
Okay.
So those two are back, especially with Anunoby's injury.
Yeah.
And I'll give you credit, Nick.
We're still at 7%.
Your guy, Dennis Jenkins.
Yeah.
That injury, the injury to Cade was probably, in hindsight, worked out for them. Because Jenkins was not playing that well before that break, and then he really, played well while Cade was out. Probably gained some confidence. Maybe even Tobias was helped, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Tobias has been unbelievable.
Tobias has been great. And so that worked out for them. Minnesota, I'll leave at 10%.
First things first history.
Really?
In person. Tobias Harris.
Oh.
One of our first guests ever.
Great.
Go ahead.
No, I'd say Minnesota at 10%. You can play with the rest of the numbers.
Okay,
with
that's
those
no
other
problem.
3.
Okay, all right, fair. They changed it all. Go, KW?
I don't know how much larger of a slice I'm giving this team because they've been blown out every game. I just think 2%
Wow!
is too small. Even bump it up to, heck, 4%.
Just
Sixers-
flip-flop
what's
them
the
in Philly?
logic, though?
Flip-flop them
Here's
in
the
Philly.
logic. Getting closer. Right?
One point at a time.
Lakers at the half during this,
No, they lost both by 18.
what at this point is a 7-game losing streak. 8, 32, 9, 31, down 18, down 8, up 1. So trending in the right direction. There's a when you're watching these games, they feel kind of close.
They do.
And then you get to the end of the game, like, oh no, 17 points. Yeah. But it feels close for a while, and then it gets loose. So two recommendations. One, I think JJ and LeBron will figure something out. It's not really a recommendation at all. I just think they have figured something out.
I think they did.
in these first two
But it
feel-out
hasn't
games.
mattered. But
Yeah,
go
with
ahead.
Shea. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've defended Shea
So they've
great.
gotten Shea, and J-Dub's not there. So now you're basically like, the bench is really killing you.
And Chet's been great.
Someone's going to
Chet's been the MVP of the series.
Yes.
If they were to name an
Yeah.
MVP.
Jared McCain can't play like no one's ever played this well at basketball in the history of the NBA. He's
Certainly no TikTok.
He would help
shooting
Philly, I'll tell you that.
61%. He's 8 for 10 from 3.
It's frustrating.
He's played 18 minutes, 18 points. Last night, 15 minutes, 12 points. When he takes the shot, I'm like, oh, that's going
He
to go
looks
in.
phenomenal.
So I like Jared McCain. I'm rooting for him, but he's going to cool off. Luke Kennard can heat up a little bit. I think they can.
Here's the thing.
Steal one.
Luke Kennard heated up yesterday. He was 4 or 5, but it was very traditional. Luke Kennard, his whole career, the knock on him has been doesn't shoot enough. Like the reason his 3-point percentage is the best in league history or in the running for it was because he doesn't take any even semi-bad ones.
Right.
And JJ in round 1 convinced him, takes him, like, we'd rather
Now they're all over.
Right. It's telling him we'd rather you go 3 for 8 than 2 for 3.
Also turnovers.
And
Stop turning the ball.
sorry.
Over. I just remembered that.
The Lakers.
And-
So they're getting killed off these. I mean, I know
Here's-
that's how
here's
it's
the other
they
thing.
make
They're
their
not
money.
doing
but
it on purpose.
and I
I mean, that
I
team
do
is
have
do it
doing
even
one.
less on purpose.
I do have one recommendation that JJ could institute immediately. Immediately. And this has been apparent from game 1 of these playoffs. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He was fine in the regular season. Jake LaRavia cannot play.
You are not feeling him.
I'm not saying he can't play in like, oh, that guy can't
He's the
play.
new Jackson
What
Hayes.
I'm saying is in this series, Jake LaRavia's minutes need to go to 0. Every time he's out there, he is overwhelmed, turning the ball over, missing layups. They dusted off Adu Thiero yesterday. I might have mispronounced his name. I apologize. I might give Bronny a couple minutes if you need the rotation. LaRavia needs to be at 0.
Tough one.
Sorry.
Wow. 0.
Thunder in LA tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern. That's a treat. These games haven't been close. For what it's worth, the line is down from 15.5.
The end hasn't been close.
Yeah, some of the
Yesterday's
middle
game was close
Felt
throughout.
close.
You are right. They both have felt.
They feel close, and at the
Well,
end,
And yesterday, it was a 5-point game in the 4th quarter. And then just over.
but it's a far 5 sometimes.
Yeah, that is true.
It's weird. It doesn't feel that as bad as the score indicates, but when they were within 5,
It didn't feel as
like
good.
It's exactly
they're
right.
about to-
All right, so good news if you're a fan of sports gambling.
Oh,
The line used to, both games were at 15.5. Now it's down to 8.5.
well, they changed location.
Well, it's good. It's
Yeah.
a 7-point swing.
Yeah.
Can the Lakers pull off the upset?
They certainly can, and I really came to the office today ready to say Lakers are going to win game 3.
Yeah.
Like I really felt, I felt Lakers going to win game 3, OKC will win game 4 and then beat them in 5. But I'm going to be honest.
Oh, no.
No.
I think J.J. Redick's comments, and maybe even Austin Reeves talking with the rest, will backfire.
Wow.
I think they ticked off OKC. I think OKC just feels like we're better. Give us the credit. Take your beating. We're the team now. And you're saying it's because of the ref?
But you didn't.
Interesting.
Did you feel like
JJ, I think they're going to take it like JJ was saying. And he can make, I don't know if he made I'm sure he made comments crediting OKC. But they're going to take it like, if I was Dagnall, they think it's the refs. We have owned this team all year. Six straight victories over them? Six straight?
7 overall.
By 20-something points every time on average. And they want to say it's the refs? Let's go out there
that was the one
and
that got
show
LeBron
them.
furious.
Yeah. And I think Shea, too, they've done a great job on him. I don't think they're going to do that every game. I think he's going to finally have his Shea Gilgeous type game.
Has this worked?
So that's what I was about to say. I do wonder if the Lakers might be like, remember when LeBron's like, it's not the Lakers versus SGA. It's the Lakers versus the Thunder. I do think you at least have to talk today like, hey.
Go straight up.
Yeah. Is this working?
Well, look, compared to, not to interrupt, compared to the regular season games, they've been fairly
closer.
Yeah.
I do wonder if they might, especially in LA, say, you know what? Why don't we early on play him more straight up so their role players don't get going? And then if it's close late, deploy it, and take the ball out of his hands in critical situations, because it is a fair question of, are you winning the battle but losing the war?
Yeah.
You're hurting Shea's numbers, but the team's been outstanding. The thing is this, yesterday it might not have worked in either regard. He might have had bad or low numbers yesterday because of the foul trouble. You know what I mean? Because
he had 22 points in 28 minutes.
Right, he didn't play that long. I just wanted to say, I forgot what I was going to say for a second. Austin very clearly he was upset about one specific thing and told everybody what it was. During the jump ball, the referee, he said, yelled in his face. He thought it was way out of line. And he said afterwards, he was like, and I think the ref knew he was out of line because he should have teed me up for what I said to him, and he didn't. And if you're a lip reader, not here, but right after, when he went and yelled what he said to the ref, John Goble, he should have teed him up. And the fact that he didn't means I think Goble understood he was a little out of line. I also love LeBron there, like monitoring it. Like somebody, I will give credit for a funny tweet. Somebody said, LeBron is me when my wife is disputing a hotel desk charge. She's like, yep, she's right. But staying out of it. So I don't think Austin was blaming the refs. I think he was mad at John Goble specifically. With all that said, my answer is yes. I think that the Thunder have not been pushed in so long. They have not played a high leverage game in so long. It is human nature to at some point, some of their, attention to detail slips a bit. Now, what works in their favor is if you're the 9th guy on the Thunder bench, you're always all gas, no brakes. You're always fresh. And they play, you know what I mean? Those guys always come in with energy. But I said, when I predicted the series, I said, I think it's the first 2 to OKC, game 3 to the Lakers. We have a moment of, is this going to be a series? A game 4 Thunder beatdown, and then they win it in 5. And I do think that I have been surprised at how efficient LeBron has been able to be. When the Thunder are, last game more so than game 1, Dort was just on him.
Yep.
And LeBron is handling that. So it wouldn't stun me at all if they get swept. They obviously can be swept, but I think game 3 is the game that they win. And I think LeBron has a good game. And I think more importantly, the Lakers, their role players hit a bunch of shots, and that's the game they get.
Game 4 is going to be on Monday. I haven't checked the schedule.
No, it's every other day, bro.
Sunday.
Oh, it's
Friday. It's
Friday.
No, Saturday, Monday.
Saturday, Monday.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was thinking they were. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Game 4. All right, Game 4. I wonder if we come in here on Monday morning, the Monday morning meeting at 10 o'clock, and I'll say, hey, should we talk about this being LeBron's last game in a Lakers uniform?
Certainly.
Like just looking
It's
ahead,
a
I'm like,
possibility.
it just feels crazy. I'm like, oh, we're almost there. This is sort of, I don't know. I'm
you
just like
think-
all of a sudden shocked by it.
Do you think this playoff run has made it more or less likely he stays?
That's a great
Because I think
question.
there is a good argument for it. Less
Stays
likely.
with the Lakers,
Yes.
not in the league.
Yeah. Oh, he's not. I'm not reporting this, but
He's not retired.
I don't think he's retiring.
I don't think he is either. And I want him to have a farewell tour. He should have one.
But sidebar on that, if we want to stay, do we
I
want
don't.
to stay?
I kind of want to stay here. Yeah.
Yeah. It more likely he leaves. Evidence from this playoff run would be he is more attractive to a lot of other teams in the league, as even if he's not our number one option throughout the regular season, he is still one of the best guys in the league to have in the playoffs, especially if we can, have his workload be light throughout the regular season, because LeBron pretty clearly, to his credit, had, timed his season in a way, even dealing with the injury, where his body was peaking at the end of the year, which I think would be incredibly hard.
I think it's been more not just the playoffs, but since he came back from the injury. I mean, I think he's playing at the same level. He was great as the third option.
Sure, that's a good point.
And now he's not the third option, so his numbers up a little bit, but he's been great. I do agree with that. I think other teams, he'll be more attractive to those. I think, not reporting anything, as you said, I think he wants to stay with the Lakers. And I think a lot of the change in his play has been to show them I can be a guy fitting in here.
So Austin's going somewhere?
No, they would
Can't
keep
run
them all.
Nah, keep him. But LeBron would have to
There's a hard
accept.
I mean, it
ceiling.
was.
There's a
Here's the
ceiling
thing.
on
It
that,
was
though.
work, but there wasn't in March, bro.
But
when LeBron
even
took
with
on
that team,
third
though,
option role.
Yeah, I guess.
But
so.
they're not. But then they went to OKC and got demolished.
No, well, they would have to still do make other moves. I understand that, but the Lakers, for a lot of the season, and then it kind of crested when LeBron was playing the worst basketball of his career, coming off the sciatica, and we got the long form, I think, Baxter Holmes piece where Jeannie Buss had the, not quotes, but things attributed to her being like they're excited for him to go, they've been waiting for it to end. For a lot of the year, they seemed very eager to get to the post-LeBron era. I do wonder if this playoff run has made them change their opinion on how eager they should be for that.
A lot of it's going to be money, because if you do bring back Austin and LeBron at big money and you don't have the money to go out and get the pieces you need around the athletes, the defenders, the 3-and-D guys, then that's going to be a problem. Because as good as they were playing, and they would still be a very good team, but
I like
nobody would
watching
think
this version of LeBron.
So that, as a LeBron fan, if he can go back to the Lakers as the Swiss Army knife role, that is not what I want to end his career.
That's what I'm saying.
really,
It's almost like how he's played.
He's still playing like a star, though.
I know, but we're only seeing it now because Luka's out. That's
No,
what
but
I'm
even
saying.
you don't think when the three of them were playing, he was a third role. Like, I thought he was still playing like
I thought
a
he was,
star.
but it's just not
He's
his.
still getting
He
20-something
told the
points.
fans they put me on the shelf.
He was playing well, and I thought he was playing great.